Hey, I'm Jabo. Welcome to Bad Tree Productions. Say on this episode will be kind of short and sweet, but it'll be a little video on replacing the sun visors in our 1965 Plymouth Barracuda with these aftermarket visors. And I say aftermarket because a reproduction part should more closely resemble what you're replacing, and these don't even do that at all. So, but anyway, we're going to go over, what the issue is with this, which is not major. Okay, so when I initially pulled these out last fall with the intention of restitching this welting, I found this, and I thought it was kind of close, according to the pictures and so on, on the internet, and it's not. But as you stitch it, it actually picks up some kind of dirt, and it kind of blended in okay. But the thing is, from here to here and then back is about 6 feet of thread. So as you're stitching it, the thread that's closest to the needle starts to fray, and then you end up getting to about here, and then it just kind of snaps and breaks, and it's a little frustrating. Okay, so I was going to try to save $140 by doing this myself. Anyway, I said screw it. After driving toward the sun one day, I said the hell with it. I just went ahead and ordered these up. Well, with taxes and shipping, these end up actually being $170. So yeah, but anyway, I just went click and picked them up. Okay, so the interior color of our 65 is metallic blue. REM produces 4 colors, and they're labeled as metallic blue, red, black, of course, and I think gold. So you only have those 4 colors to choose from. So, metallic blue. So you're going to get something that looks like this, you would think. But when the package gets here, it's actually labeled as dark metallic blue, which that's not what I wanted, but that's what I got. This grain is actually kind of a muslin or like a linen type of pattern, I guess. And this pattern print actually matches the headliner in the Barracuda. It's the same material, but it's perforated. But this is actually labeled as bison. At one time in the 1800s, there were millions of bison that roamed the plains, and of course, as you know, those numbers dwindled to about 1,000 back in the early 1900s, and then through conservation efforts, that population's actually increased to where they are at about 200,000 today. So that's pretty cool. All right, so here we have them out of the package, and you can see the obvious difference. As far as lining up, these are a little bit longer, but whatever. The grain, of course, is different. The color is different. If you're one of those people that have one of those fake diseases like HDMI or whatever, where it causes you to be triggered by not having a part that's exactly as you expected it to be, then maybe these aren't for you. But for me, I'm going to be okay with it. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and get set up, and then we'll pull these spears out carefully and then reinstall them into our new aftermarket visors. So I need to go from here to here with it. See, one thing to keep in mind is these are labeled L and R, left and right. So this is the driver's side one, so you want to be aware of that, so don't get these messed up. So I'll go ahead and test fit this in the car, and then make an adjustment, and then go ahead and pull the passenger side out, and then take her for a test drive, see how they work. You do have a little bit of adjustment here. If you need to slide this way, you can. If you feel that it interferes with your mirror, and I kind of do here. And one thing that I did with this was this just came with a stock mirror. It didn't have the daylight, day-night feature to it. So this actually came from like an early 60s Chrysler Imperial or 300. So it actually does have the day-night switch on it. The base plate actually used the same bolt, or pattern, I guess. But this is just a little bit wider than the stocker, so I'd say by maybe a ½ inch or 3/4 of an inch wider than the stock Barracuda mirror. And also this was actually spun 180 degrees, so I don't know if that's factory, but these points would have been up here, and I just thought, well, that didn't look very good. Anyway, this is kind of the way this comes on this, so it is what it is. But anyway, as you can see, I do have some interference here, so I don't know if you can, yeah, you could do that, I guess, and then you'd have to readjust your mirror, I guess, but, or yeah, you can work around it. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and disassemble that one, throw the new one in it, and then I don't know if we got any sun out there. I think we do, but anyway, we'll check them out. Not too bad. I mean, cars that have colors other than black, like this is blue, metallic blue. Well, the dash doesn't match, or this doesn't match the dash. The vents don't match the dash pad or the steel part of the dash. The armrest area, that doesn't match the door cards. It's all a combination of there's about 7 or 8 different blues in this car, and I don't know if that's due to age, but even from the factory, these colors would have been a little bit off, because the factory, if they don't produce the parts themselves in house, they outsource them. So maybe they outsource these vents, and and even if they had a standard, say they needed for this mix, say they needed like 50 grains of blue dye or whatever. Well, if they just dumped out the rest of the bag and they only had 48, they might have just said screw it and just sent it on down the line. So things are going to be different. But I've seen some guys that were just totally triggered when, like, their armrest pad didn't match the door, and they just went through just hell trying to get it to match up. But that guy's not me, so I'm okay with this. Actually, my brother's, like I mentioned, my brother's 66. His visors were actually the bison grain, and they were a little bit darker. His car is the same thing. I believe it's metallic blue, the interior is, and there's 6 or 7 different colors of blue in there, and it kind of, my brother has kind of an issue with things not being matched perfectly. So anyway, it is what it is, and that's going to be nice. They're going to work good. The quality of the stitching is not really that great. These clips don't really match the originals. If that's a issue for you, then maybe these aren't for you. But like I said, these are gonna work fine. So yeah, I'm gonna be good with that. So yeah, like I said, we're gonna go ahead and knock this one out. Yeah, nice. Yeah, these early cars didn't have the little rubber tip on the end that would attach to your mirror base. So anyway, yeah, cool. Yeah, these actually have like a steel piece of channel inside of here, so you can kind of see the magnet. Maybe you can't, but and these do too. So one thing I did notice was the hardboard doesn't go all the way to the end. It's just kind of right in this area, so that's a little flimsy there, but anyway, it's gonna work. This actually rubs up here, so something you might want to consider is maybe carefully bending this down. I don't know, we'll look at it. Yeah, that kind of worked. So I gained a ½ inch from just kind of tweaking on it a bit. And there again, it hits the mirror, so kind of work around it like that. I did notice that, you know, I pointed out that these had a little bit of grease on them, the spears did. This appears to have a little bit of grease on it. And it was old and dry, but I just wonder if you grease those, if maybe they would operate a little easier, you know, because as you're pulling it down, it has a tendency to want to move around and so on and so forth. But if it moved more easily, they might just function better. So just something to keep in mind. All right, but so far so good. And of course the sun is straight up. We're not driving west into the sun. So anyway, there you have it. Good, bad, or ugly, leave us a description or leave us a comment in the comment section. So anyway, we'll be back with bigger and better next time. All right, adios.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon.
Oh. Stinkfoot McGregor.